Hello teachers. It is very important for every teacher to connect with their students, and for that it is one of the important aspects in recent areas where the development has played an immense role in changing the students' perspective about the learning. And for that we need to engage our students in a different methodologies by which we will be engaging our students from the existing mode of broadcaster to the facilitator. When we talk about the e-content, it is very much important that we should use experiential revolution in the classroom. And if you want to join this particular revolution, that time you need to adopt certain things which will help you to control in a class as well as to have the overall engagement of a students from the speaker to the facilitator. And with this, we are going to understand in the classroom when there is 60 plus students are there we need to understand what is the reality of the large batches and what is the result we want from all these students. When our students are diverse in their category, their learning pattern is also different. Every student has a different way of understanding the concept. Someone who is able to understand the concept in detail after listening about it. There are certain students who are needed the guidance in the visual format. And also we have certain students who want to learn something by doing the things. And because of that, in this model, we will see the problem in the abstract subjects like science, mathematics. Students are becoming more passive listeners, and to avoid this problem, we need to find the gap between the delivery and application. When we talk about the traditional lecture, we have the focus on repetition. Whereas if we go to the deep learning, the learning becomes interactive and relevant to the students. When they feel that this topic is relevant to them, they feel more engaged, and in that case, they will pay you full attention. Today's students live in a digital interactive world. When they are experiencing the interaction in their mobile phone, they also expect that in the classroom. And for that, we have to inculcate experiential learning is a new way for our teacher community so that they will follow this cycle. This is one of the important cycle where we have four elements in which student first observe, then they perform, then they apply, and then they reflect. So when they go through these four steps, they are more engaged in the topic which you want to teach to your students. Dear teachers, it is again very important when we talk about the communication with the students. Students are also willing to learn from you when that learning experience is contained as well as that is more engaged. And for that, we need to shift from explaining the things to the guiding the things, guiding the students to learn by themselves by doing the observation, performing and applying, and then reflecting what they have done. And that is nothing but called as experiential learning. And in that case, the e-content will act as a foundation if it is backed with the various tools. Like for example, a short concept video 3 minutes to 8 minutes will lead to different simulations and then interactive quizzes in the classroom. The students are more engaged, and in that case, when we give some guidelines to develop certain projects, mini projects, the students are presenting those concepts in a very clear, engaging and reusable format. It means that whatever teaching you are doing is being useful for that student. That student is going to apply those things in the real world. And for that, let's see how we can unlock the classroom with the help of e-content. So I hope it is very important to know without the e-content, we are focusing on definitions, formulas, repetition. Whereas with the e-content, the pre-work at home is possible. And with that, students are more engaged in discussion, design, and testing. With this, my fellow teachers, it is very important from passive listening, we have to shift our teaching to students who are willing to do discussion as well as instead of paper rocket design and projectile motion testing so that they will experience the technology, experience the learning and they will apply it so that the teacher will stop repeating and they are start applying the concept. With this, I am exposing you to the new concept called as flipped classroom. This concept is again giving you an edge over the dilemma of a student who is not engaged in the classroom. With this model of flipped classroom, you will get a benefit of those students' ability, capacity to deliver more content in a more engaged manner. So, are you all interested to learn about this concept? Let's go with this. Dear friends, what your student is doing at a home is important because when student watches a 5-minute video in his own pace, he tried to understand that concept with his own efforts. When the student reaches to the college or an institute, you are guiding him for understanding this concept better and its application. There is another activity which you can do called as the group formation and real world problem solving, which leads to the more engaged approach in the classroom. It means the student is understanding the concept through your e-content at their home, whereas they are more engaged in the classroom with the discussion, group work, project work, and application of the concept in the real world. And with this, student develop the interest in that particular subject. That the teacher is now elevated, not replaced, because the old role of a teacher was a content deliverer, or we can say a person who is delivering the content, whereas the new role is learning facilitator. And for that, we need to change the approach of explaining the things in more engaged way. Just instead of lecturing on the thermodynamics, the teacher can guide a debate on energy conservation and in real applications, where the e-content for those teachers to showcase the animation, visual content easily to the students. And we are also need to rethink about the assessment and feedback. So we can have the pre-class assessment, then during the class, peer learning, and post-class, the reflection. So definitely, as a teacher, we gain insights into the learning gaps and then develop the mindset of the student to fulfill those gaps. The classroom of the future is here and I want to invite you to understand this concept better in my upcoming webinar, and for that I will be helping you to create the future classroom where e-content removes the burden of repetition. Experiential learning restores the joy of discovery, and when we combine these tools, we prepare students not just for exam but for the real world challenges and lifelong learning. So with this, click on the link below to register for my upcoming workshop where I will be helping you to create your e-content for experiential learning for your students. Thank you.